You have a question? Oh, yes, I have an answer. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is another episode of Ask James. So let's get to it because this one is a long one. Um, hey James, I hope it's okay to call you by your first name because I feel like I kind of know you. You do, and that's fine. That's fine. Um, I just need some advice, and I know you are going to give it to me straight from the hip and not add any sugar. Here's my issue. I was looking for a house, and my aunt told me that she was trying to sell her house as is, but would be willing to lease it to me with option to buy. We made an agreement verbally, and then she got back to her house. She was supposed to type up an agreement based on what we talked about and send me a copy to sign as well. She was taking so long that I decided to get papers legally drawn up and sent them to her myself. Well, when the info got to her, she refused to sign them, and then she wanted to make some small changes and send them back. Needless to say, our first agreement, I had already moved in and cleaned up the place and started making repairs, which, per our agreement, was to be deducted from the payments. Since I'm contacting you for advice, I guess you know that shit hit the fan. And I'm about ready to pop that bitch in the face. Okay. I was just thinking it, but I'm like, okay. Because within 2 weeks of me and my daughter moving in and fixing up, she sent me a texted contract saying she will only give me 6 months there and that anything I fix will be at my expense, and that instead of the $850 lease we talked about, she was expecting $950 because she still had to pay the yard man. Now, before I could even move into the house, I had to make it somewhat livable because no one had been there for the past 2 years, and there were dead roaches everywhere, and the last person left food in the fridge and the stove. The guest bathroom doesn't drain, the cheap flooring is cracking, and the air had to be repaired. Her last text to me was asking if I would be out by the 1st of August. We just moved in July 3rd, and that cost me quite a bit. I'm thinking of taking her to court for my moving expenses, but my friends are telling me to just fuck up the house and leave by the 1st, or either don't leave till she put me out the proper way. I don't want to be petty. After all, this is my mom's sister, but I'm really frustrated with this whole thing. Help, please. Okay. Well, let me say first, why not be petty? She did. Your aunt is petty. She ain't did nothing but lure you in to move in the house to fix it up, and she probably sound like she gonna move back in at her damn self is what it sounds like, because she didn't just meet you. She didn't just meet you. This shit was, it sounds so calculated. Like she knew, oh yeah, you're going to move in, you're going to fix it up. Oh yeah, 6 months, I'm going to get rid of you and I'm going to move on back in my damn house and it's going to be all fixed up. Because I can imagine a house sitting for 2 years with roaches and carrying on, going on, that was a whole mess and she ain't want to deal with it. Now, I'm going to have to get in your ass though, because the thing is, and we do it all the time with that old family shit, you move too fast. You moved too fast. You went ahead and started doing the right thing without having the right stuff. You know, it really is, that part is kind of on you, that you didn't have all your paperwork because, again, just like she knows you, I'm sure you know your aunt. I'm sure you know your aunt. And anybody to pull this type of shit, this ain't her first time at the rodeo. So I can imagine that your aunt has probably had some shifty, shady behavior in the past. Because I know good and well, if my mama's sister even posed anything like that, baby, I wouldn't even be listening. That's a whole other story for another time. But I wouldn't be listening to a goddamn thing that bitch had to say about moving in a child. Wouldn't trust her no further than I can see her, honey. Trust me. So you kind of, and I hate to say part of it's your fault, but again, you were doing the right thing and being correct, and your aunt was giving you Patty LaBelle. Now, my thing is, do not, I want you to hear me clearly, do not fuck up that house. So anybody that gave you that advice, don't do anything that could be classified as vandalism to that house. Don't try to take it back to how it was before you moved in or anything like that, because she's going to flip it around on you. She's going to sue you, and she's going to win. So don't do that. Don't do that. You shot yourself in the foot by moving in without having all of your ducks in a row. But I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. I'm in Pennsylvania, and I think this kind of stands in most states. It is very hard to put a person out of your house. You don't just go put a person out of your house. It's a process. It takes quite a while. So what I'm going to tell you is, if in the past you haven't been a petty bitch, now is the time to put your petty bitch panties on and be a petty bitch. Don't get caught up. Take all your money and save your money. Keep putting your money to the side. Put your money to the side. Put your money to the side. Don't give her a fucking nickel. And make her go through all of the legal process to get you out. I mean, all the way down. Find you a place. Do everything you need to do. But do not leave there until the 20th hour. I wouldn't give her a fucking dime. I would live in there rent free until she could get me out. You want to be petty? Let's be petty. Trust me. If you make her go through all of what is needed to be done to actually put you out, I mean put you out, trust me, you'll end up on the winning end. Way up on the winning end. Trust me. And give her shit. She's petty. And that was petty, and it was calculated, and it was wrong. It was really, really wrong. But remember what I said. Don't do anything to that house. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in a position to be sued for anything but rent. Hold your money. Put your money up. Live. Live, honey. And smile and grin, honey. Family reunions ought to be interesting. And then, if she punches you, beat her motherfucking ass. Anyway, okay, long email, petty answer, honey. But that's what I would do. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. That's what I would do. Put me out. Put me out. Go ahead. Put me out. All right. You have something you need to get off your chest, or something you need some help with? I'll give it my best shot. Send me an email to spillitboy@gmail.com, and in the title line, you want to put "Hey James" to make sure that I actually see it. If you don't put "Hey James" in the subject line, I'm not going to see it. It's going to continue to be an issue. So send me an email and we'll talk about it later.